Oh, what? Hold on, it just gave me an error. Let's try this again. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. I guess I shouldn't have hit record yet, but it's okay. It happens. All right, here we go. And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday, Trainer Tip Tuesday with your Fit Life Tribe coaches. Today, we have some, I would say this is not sexy. Like I was on a call with Kiara earlier and I was like, what, okay, because you and I have been on our journeys and, coaching for a good amount of time now. So I was talking to Kiara and I said, hey, if you were brand new, if you were looking for information on coaching or like on your health and fitness journey, what would help you the most? And she goes, probably like scheduling, time management, like how to meal prep. And I was like, time management, 100%. Everybody needs to learn how to do that. But it is not.
I almost feel like that should be like something they have to go through before they even start their health and fitness journey, because it's a fast world that we live in today. Fast paced.
So true. And the thing is like, well, I guess what I'm thinking is like, we want to bring all this value to everybody on Facebook with like all of, give away as much free information as we can, free value. Like, how can we help you guys the most? And generally when it's habit stacking, time management, people are like, that's for the birds, right? Like, who cares about that stuff?
Mm-hmm. But I want to know how to lose weight. Well,
exactly. The problem is you have to figure out how to fit these things into your day, how to stack your habits, how to create that foundation before you can, be successful on any sort of journey, especially if that is health and fitness, because you have to have a game plan for your nutrition. You have to schedule in your workouts. Well, what if you have no time, right? So we got to learn how to manage our time and then figure out how to fit in all of these habits. And it sounds, I don't know, I feel like it sounds easy.
It sounds super easy. And like, I think when a lot of people think of it, they're like, well, I already know what I'm doing, or like, I'm a grown adult. How are you going to teach me how to manage my time if I haven't, or they think if I haven't figured it out in 38 years, how are you going to? So
right. Exactly. Well, and then for example, like Coach Marissa before we just hopped on our live, I was telling her like, this is my new plan for my days, how I'm scheduling things out. I have what we call in the military our battle rhythm. So we have something that we're going to focus on each day. Like Monday is this day, Tuesday is this day, Thursday is this day. Well, it sounds great in my head. Now, can I realistically follow through with this plan that I have? And sometimes I think that is where we take a look at our current habits and how can we stack a habit on there? So sitting down, taking an audit of your life is going to be huge. And then from there, we can do some habit stacking. So before we dive in, Coach Marissa, let's give anybody, like if you guys are watching, make sure you say hello. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know also like what are some of your current habits? And would you say that they are helping you step into that higher version of yourself? Or do you feel like they are hindering you from reaching your health and fitness goals? So drop those in the comments below. That way we have some real life examples and we can really provide you with that much more like power with this training that we're about to do. So I know it's the middle of the day. It's a little bit harder. Like I know our like middle of the day calls, lives, we don't get near as many people on. So I don't see. Let me do a little refresh.
We have about 4 people on here watching us.
Eric is here.
Eric is watching. As always. Hi, Eric.
What is up? Thanks for joining us. So I know I wish it was like real life time over here, but it isn't. So I have to like refresh my screen. But honestly, like this is something really, really powerful, you guys. Stacking a habit is how you can eventually, you can, stack a good, like a habit that you want to start incorporating to something that you're already doing. For example, inside the Fit Life Tribe, we have a book club. And I know Coach Marissa mentioned this yesterday. So we're reading this book called Your Time to Thrive, something, ending burnout and using micro steps. So tomorrow I'll be talking about micro steps. But one thing that I love that really, I was like, why didn't I think about this? Was, I don't remember one of the chapters, but she was talking about doing her daily gratitude while she's brushing her teeth.
I know. So I was going to mention that today in the call. Like when they talk about micro steps, like make it so tiny that it's attainable. Like doing your gratitude while you're brushing your teeth. That is so you have that time. So like it just goes to show like there is always time in your day to whatever, create that habit by prioritizing it.
Yeah. Well, and I was like, I didn't even think about that. That's damn genius because I do gratitude journaling most days. I try to do it every day. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I definitely don't do it. However, I do brush my teeth every day and I can definitely be, or today, honestly, this morning, I've totally changed my schedule. I used to be an afternoon workout person and I loved it. But in order to manage my time better, I realized I have to have my workout done first thing in the morning. So I got up at 5 today and I brushed my teeth, was like, probably not even thinking about it. But I got in the shower and was like, what am I grateful today for? Like washing my hair. And I'm like, shit, I'm grateful that I got up, I got my workout done first thing. I was thinking all of these things in my head. So that's another way you can stack some habits is thinking about your gratitude, thinking about your to-do list while you're already doing something. So I was in the shower. Okay. Thinking about my day, thinking about what I'm grateful for, how I've started off the day on the right foot. And I was, just like replacing doing that habit stack, but with a different.
Right. Yes. Hey, Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. She said, sneak a peek while working. Love it. I'm so glad to have you here. Let us know if you guys have any habits that you're currently like I mentioned, if you're doing something right now that you're like, oh, I know this is not helping me get to that, reach my goals. Like, I think those are the habits that we really should address, but also let's just talk about some other habit stacking. Let's give them some ideas. So besides brushing your teeth and gratitude, what are some other habits that you have used to stack or like stacked to help you get to where you are today? Like be successful with your time management and everything.
Well, I think it's important to whatever habit you're focused on. I think it's important that you have like a goal or a focus that you're actually working on dialing in to perfect or to reach or to be 100% in, because we're never 100% in every area of our life. It's not realistic. So in the beginning, like with water, for instance, like I didn't drink a lot of water and I didn't realize it until that was my goal. So being like, I started out with, and I've said this story 1,000 times, but like the water bottle, like I would make little tallies on the top of my lid. But I wouldn't be like, I'm going to drink 5 bottles a day, because it wasn't realistic. I was not there yet. So I had to start off with being like 2 bottles, and I wouldn't move up my goal to 3 until I had attained that goal for like a solid week straight. And that's another form of habit stacking. Don't move on past that goal until you've reached the one you're already on.
And the one thing I love about the book that we're reading, she talks about making these, so micro steps. I'll be talking about this tomorrow, diving deeper into it. But like Coach Marissa is saying, like she made sure like this habit was solid before she added on, because when you're doing too much, you're setting yourself up for failure. So you can't be like, okay, I am going to do 3 workouts a week. I'm going to hit my water. I'm going to hit my protein. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to read. I'm going to do all these things. And like, so I just named everything from our Love Yourself Challenge, which I know is overwhelming because we are like doing this for 14 days and you have to
it's 14 days.
However, it's still like, we don't expect you to be perfect on the challenge. We expect 3 things out of you, out of the 6 habits that we want you to start incorporating. So with that, you can start making these changes subtly over those 14 days and get better. And then take these core habits and really run with it. And like, I know that these habits that we have in place for the challenge are absolutely life-changing. And that's why we have clients who do this challenge every single time that we do it, because that's how it just brings that back to that foundation. So no, I love that you brought that up. I think that's really important.
Another way that I habit stack is like, so when I just worked my 312s, which end up being like 14-hour shifts because the drive there and back is an hour each. I already live, like, my lifestyle is my lifestyle. Like, my habits that I have regularly are just a part of who I am. But in reality, 14 hours in a day takes up 14 hours of my day. Like, I cannot fit all of like my, like making sure that I have 30 minutes of activity, or making sure that I track all my food, or making sure that I'm having 35 minutes for my morning routine. So some of the stuff that I will do is back plan or plan ahead. And some of those things would be like pre-logging for the entire 3 days. Like, I've already meal prepped because I have to have the food ready for me, because I don't have any time left in my day to do it as the days go, like, that day. Like, I have to be, and I feel like realistically anybody would have to do that. Not only if you're just on a health and fitness journey. Like, in reality, you do have to kind of plan ahead, right? So like, I already have an idea what I'm going to eat for breakfast and lunch. So I just enter it all in the day that I'm meal prepping.
Yeah.
So that's like me habit stacking.
And I like that you said that too, because I think a lot of people, well, so many more people would thrive if they planned ahead a little bit. I know it's like, oh, I like to just like go with the flow. That's me. Like, I like to go with the flow. I like to be a free spirit. But I realize that I can be so much more productive with my time and energy, and like not waste time if I think ahead and pre-plan things out. So like you said, this doesn't have to just be like with your meals and with your water. It's with everything in general. And where I see a lot of people stuck is they're always reacting, running late. Like, they can't get caught up on life because they're always, like I said, reacting to what's in front of them right then and there. And if we can like nip that in the butt and get ahead, you're going to feel like you have more control over your life. You're going to be happier. You're not going to have as much stress and anxiety in your life, and you're just going to like thrive. Right. So, what are some other habits that we can talk about, like stacking those habits? Well, I was just thinking like nighttime routine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I so often, we'll hear that, we just don't have time. We don't have time. And I am huge. Like, I want to do just like feel like we could do a series of lives on a nighttime routine, how it could really just set you up for success for your next day. Because, if like the night before, when I prepare my food, like, I'm ready for the next day. When I pre-log my food, I'm ready for the next day. When I set out my shoes and my clothes the night before, then I'm ready for work for the next day. When I set my planner out on my table and kind of look it over, like, then in the next morning, I kind of already have an idea what I'm going to look at. So I'm that much more ahead of myself. It sets the tone to walk in to like this easeful morning instead of like feeling like I'm catching up. So in the event that I did oversleep, which I don't really can't remember the last time I overslept, but if I were to, I would already be like 30 minutes ahead of myself because I've already prepared everything for me for that day.
That's exactly what I was thinking, was like setting out your clothes, just taking a look at your schedule for tomorrow. What does my day look like? And a lot of people, their days, if they're going to work, it's a pretty typical day, but there are things that change. Kids have sports, activities, dates.
And what I mean, and that's even more of a reason to set out or have a nighttime routine. If you do have kids that you have to set out their outfits or whatever, jerseys for whatever, sport that they're in, like to prepare yourself to have them ready if someone else is taking them to those sports for you.
So I want you guys to think about what each day looks like and think about your current habits. And then think about a habit that you want to start including into your life, and which habit do you already do that you could add that habit to. Does that make sense? That's what habit stacking is. So how do you take something that you do now and add to it instead of like creating a whole new habit? So that could be like, for example, most people make coffee every morning. So while you're making coffee, maybe you're writing out your to-do list. Maybe that's the time where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna have time to work out today. Maybe you just do like 15 air squats or stretch. Maybe you're super tight, you have low back pain because you sit for your job. So that's an opportunity while your coffee's brewing to stretch your hip flexors and stretch your low back and stretch your hamstrings, because your back hurts because you have these tight muscles because you sit at a desk all day. So that is what habit stacking is. So obviously everybody's life looks just a little bit different, but just I want you to really think about so I read Atomic Habits. Have you read Atomic Habits?
I have not. I have not.
Oh, it was a year ago, and we should add that to our book club. I think it's a great book. It was phenomenal. Anyway, I need a refresher on it, but I remember, I don't know where I was going with that. He was talking about habits. Shoot, I don't know where I was going with that. What was I just saying?
You were talking about how we could add habits into the habits we already have. And then you started talking about Atomic Habits, and I've never read
it. I hate it when I do that.
I do it too. It's fine.
And it was okay. Anyways, the book is phenomenal. I definitely think habit stacking. Oh, I remember where I was going. I remember this. Okay, so in the book, Atomic Habits, he has you take, and this is I kind of mentioned this at the beginning of the call, to actually sit down and think about the habits that you have right now. So as I mentioned, like what does your day look like? What are habits that you already have in place? And write out every habit and then place it in a category. Is it a keep or is it it's gotta go, right? And
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, like okay, let's think of a habit that's gotta go. Oh, I will tell you.
Pressing snooze.
Pressing snooze. Okay, that's a great one. So pressing snooze. Well, how do we get rid of that? That one.
Don't get rid of that. Alarm. Yeah.
That one. I'm also, not only am I reading our book club book, I'm reading the 5-second rule. So she talks about, counting down. So that second that alarm clock goes off, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and hop out of bed. Like you don't your mind. You don't give yourself time. Yeah, to think about it, that opportunity to talk yourself out of it. So I challenge you guys to do that. It's been freaking awesome. I have taken some of the things I've learned from that book. Some of the things from the Time to Thrive, all of these things. There's so many amazing resources out there to really set us up for success. We just have to implement them. And implement. Yeah. Exactly. So what I was going at is, this has been game changing for me, and I just started it. I've always had a timer on my phone that says like wind down, and it puts my phone on do not disturb. However, I will click it, ignore it, and I'll still answer messages or respond to people, or, when I'm supposed to be winding down and getting ready for bed. So I remember last summer, when I was living with our friends while our house was being remodeled, I wasn't keeping my cell phone in the bedroom. And it was such a breath of fresh air. It was amazing not to wake up and see the notifications on my phone, whether I look at them or not, they're right there. So, I could turn them off, but I hadn't. So I was sleeping with my phone in the other room, and I started doing that again. And I've been saying I'm going to do it, but I freaking did it. And it is so nice. So nice.
Yeah, I have been silencing my phone because my phone has a crazy control over me if I
Mhm.
let it. So I have to put boundaries in place because I'm weak. I don't have the self-control like I do with a lot of things when it comes to my phone. I'm weak. So I do have to put those boundaries in place so that I can change my habits.
Yes, I love that. And that's important too. So that's kind of what I was thinking with the habit is every night when I set my clothes out for bed or for the next day, like I always do. I set Evie's clothes out, I set my clothes out. It just makes our mornings that much smoother. And
Yeah.
now I set my physical alarm clock and my cell phone goes in another room. And today I didn't even look at my phone until after my workout. And that is my new goal, is to not even look at my phone until
That is,
I filled
and
my
that is a part of habit stacking. So, starting off with just turning off, or silencing it. And then I think inside the Your Time to Thrive, she talks about how start with just waiting till after you brush your teeth to check your phone. And
Mhm.
then wait until after you've ate your breakfast, and then wait until, because from the moment we pick up our phone, it can change our perspective, our mindset. Like we can be sucked into negativity if we allow it, or if we allow ourselves. I really don't have anything negative on my phone, but the news can be, I don't even have news on my phone, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm in
You can get sucked in, and that starts that whole comparison
that
too.
crazy obsessive, like I gotta check when I get a notification, I gotta go check it. And I
Mhm.
mean, because we have people who need to reach us, but we still need to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
they're healthy.
I was, this is for you and for me. This probably applies to a lot of people listening to this too, but I was listening to one of a training from my current coach. And this was something he was working on, was like realizing that things are not that important. It's not life or death. And he goes, my messages, like, yes, I understand, like a client, family member, like these things are important, but I am not working. How did he put it? He's like, I am not working pretty much like in the NICU, like, like I'm not working with like
Okay.
babies. I don't know how he put it, but like this is not life or death. And I was
Their
like,
life isn't dependent on my response. In other
oh,
words, like
right.
we're not in the middle of a code blue.
Exactly. There you
or a
go. I
trauma.
couldn't remember how he phrased it, but I was like, oh my gosh, that is so damn
Yeah.
true. Like you said, this isn't a life or death situation, life or death situation. It can wait for,
Mhm.
it can probably even wait for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I do not have to just stop what I'm doing, get distracted, and respond, play damage control, put out fires. Like with me, my phone's constantly going off between the military, between, clients, between family, between updates, what Evie's got going on during
Yeah.
school. So, a
Just
lot
the
of it.
regular spam emails that go through and all that other stuff. Oh yeah, I get it. I can definitely relate. I'm sure yours is even more than mine.
So yes, so Kelly said she loves the idea of habit stacking to be the most
Yeah.
efficient. It's the organizer in me. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and that is so true. Like I would never expect, and I covered this a little bit yesterday, like in my life. Like I would never expect someone to do all the things that I do because I didn't start doing these overnight. Like this didn't happen overnight. It took
Mhm.
years,
Yeah.
years of me habit stacking for these to become a part of who I am.
Mhm.
And yes, I have, like Coach Trista said, I have blank days too. Like it happens. That was the weekend. I didn't open this once.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we're not perfect, but these are just things to bring some awareness to you and to really help you know that these things do and can set you up for success in everything that you do, from your career, running a business, running your household, to being successful with your health and fitness journey. So I think it's all in, like, all encompassing, you know,
Mhm.
when you have all of these things in alignment, you feel more fulfilled and happier. So
Yeah.
that's
And
really what we
I
get.
honestly feel like it decreases like the chaos in my life. I
Mhm,
know, like, and it seems backwards, like adding more takes away chaos. It's the structure. It's, it's organized
mhm.
structure.
Yeah,
So
instead of just like I said, reacting.
flying by the seat of your chair. And
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Well, let's chat about what we have coming up. So right now we have the challenge going on. We have the Love Yourself Challenge, which is
Mhm.
habit based. We everybody is just freaking killing it. It's
Oh yeah, we have a good group. We always have good groups, but this one has been super hyped and motivating, and I'm just loving the vibe inside the community of it. It's great. I love it.
mm-hmm. And then what do we have coming up?
We have a retreat. So
Yeah.
it's our very first self-love collective. And pretty much what that means, it's just encompassing what Fit Life is all about, and just bringing connection and genuine friendships and laughter and just a great time. We are so, so excited to bring this experience to everyone. And I'll let you give all the details about it.
Yeah, so it's coming up in July, you guys. We only have 4 or 5 spots left. So we're super excited that it filled up so quickly. Right now we have early bird pricing. So reach out to me. That's through the 19th of June. So that's through next Monday, I believe,
Yeah,
Sunday.
that's coming up. So
What is coming up? The retreat itself is July 22nd through 25th, and that is in St. George, Utah, at this beautiful retreat or
oh, it's
resort.
gorgeous. Yeah.
We have outdoor activities, yoga, hiking, paddleboarding, kayaking, some self-development, as well as Coach Marissa said, we're all about like connection. So we really want you to get that connection that you're thriving, or that you're thriving, that you are needing, because we are just, we just spent these last 2 years of our lives like the most disconnected that we've ever been, just with COVID and with
Yeah.
being quarantined and all of those things. So I think more than ever, we need that connection. We need to be like face to face with people in the same room, actually like feeling the energy, the vibe of the room. And that's exactly what this experience is going to bring. So we're super excited. We have some amazing guests. We're going to have photography going, or like a photographer there. Some
We're gonna have like a ball gown dinner, like a really like fancy dress up,
Yeah, a white dress.
a
So
white
white
dress,
dress.
white dress dinner. So it's gonna be fancy, and I'm just so excited. And my daughter gets to go, so that's even more exciting. We
Yes,
just got our plane tickets today, so it's all coming together. It's literally right around the corner. So
it is. Yes, we're so excited. We cannot wait. So if you guys are interested, like I said, we have 4 spots, maybe 5. I have several that are interested, but they have not like committed. So we do require a $250
down payment to just kind of
deposit.
hold your spot.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. So with that, yeah, we have 4 or 5 spots left. They are filling up, and we would like you to join us. So thank you guys for joining us on our live today. Hopefully this habit stacking was a great, brought you some value, brought you some ideas on how you can start stacking some habits to really make some changes and just be more successful in your day, since we are all so on the go and like really restricted with our time. So we know habit stacking is life changing. So thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, Coach Ken and I will be live at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time talking about those micro steps. So we kind of dabbled in them today, but tomorrow we'll dive even deeper and talk about what that really, really means in setting up just steps to be, successful and build that confidence in yourself. So have a wonderful Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
There we go.
All right. Well, they're all staring at me